Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a dog cafe in Minecraft for all of your city building needs. Fun fact, I am hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. Let me know down there in the comment section if, where and when you found me. The first person to leave a comment getting it right will have their comment pinned. In this tutorial, not only will I show you how to make the entire outside of the build, but I will also show you how to make the entire inside as well. This is the amount of space required to make the build, a 23 block wide by 43 block long area as represented by this very handy grid on the screen right now. To find the starting position, we begin at the front left hand corner of the grid, count inwards diagonally towards the center, and we find the third block. That is where we start. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing a brown terracotta on the ground. Then place 4 stripped spruce wood on top of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then join down to the ground using the same mixture of wood and terracotta as we did previously. We will be doing this quite a bit. Return back up to the top and extend to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then join down again in the same way. We then want to extend to the right by 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then join down again. We then want to extend to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then join down again. And then one more time this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we want to join down again. Just like this. We can then turn our attention to the side of the build where we will extend this block backwards by 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then we will just join down to the ground in the exact same manner. Then, extending across the back of the build, we are simply going to repeat what we did on the front. So, just to remind you, we will extend to the right by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we will join down, and then keep doing it again and again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we are going to join all the way back to the very front of the build. On this side of the build, however, things are a little bit different in that we want to extend this brown terracotta towards the front of the build by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this way by 2. 1, 2, and then to the right by 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we extend inwards and we join all the way to the very front of the build. We then place a row of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, stripped spruce wood on top of each of these outward brown terracottas, and we also want to extend them inwards like this, and we can fill in these gaps. We then want to head onto the opposite side of the build, where we will just simply connect the brown terracotta front to back, and then we will fill this entire wall in using stripped spruce wood that I almost called brown terracotta again for some reason, but it's stripped spruce wood. Next, we are going to fill in the back of the build. So, it's actually easiest if we first of all extend each one of these rows of brown terracotta and stripped spruce wood inwards, just like this. And then we will fill this side in here with brown terracotta and stripped spruce wood. And just so that nobody gets confused, because I almost got confused, that is the left side as we look upon the back of the build. So on this side, we want to do a similar thing, except we just want to leave enough space for an entrance. And I am just, wherever possible, I'll do it again later as well, we want the stripped spruce to be vertical. I haven't 100% decided about this part here. I might leave the corners vertical, and then the row that extends all the way across the top, I think that I might have horizontal. I think that that might be the nicest way of doing things, or maybe we'll just turn every single block vertical. Anyway, next we are going to fill each one of these back windows in using glass. So we are just going to, from floor to ceiling here, if there was a ceiling, fill these in with glass block. And just because we have it, we will also add some oak leaves in front of the base of the windows as well. Next, let's head all the way to the very front of the build. And along the front of the build, we actually want to extend all of these spruce and brown terracottas inwards, just as we did on the back. And we also want to fill the right side in here with the mixture of brown terracotta and strip spruce. And the same all the way over here on the left side. And then we will fill these windows in with glass. So just this left window and this right window. This middle part is the entrance. So for the entrance, we just want to add a row of stripped spruce like this, and then glass pane here and here, just like so. And then we will place oak leaves here and here, just like this. We will then remove all of the grass and grid from in front of the build, and we'll even do a little bit around the side as well. So we'll destroy to here and remove all of these blocks all the way to here, and we will also just move around the back, and we will remove 2 rows of grass just from the back of the build. So I'll show you from basically like this, right? And I don't know whether to just to destroy to here as well. We can always revert it if need be, but we want to replace all of that with smooth stone. And possibly so, now that I look at it, I'm not sure. Maybe underneath here as well, but a wall is actually... Yeah, I suppose here is fine too. And then we can just extend to the front, and we can do the exact same. There's no queries on where all of this goes, we simply just fill all of this in with smooth stone. On the right side here, we are going to add a scaffolding, barrel, tripwire hook here, and an item frame here. If you like, you can also add a little doggy door. It's actually better added this direction, so that it lays flat against the build. And all the way over here, we are going to place 1, 2 red terracotta here, 1, 2 here. We'll extend forwards, and then place smooth quartz slab along the sides of the red terracotta. Add some slab along the top here, extend in between, and add a row on top, just like so. And then if you wanted to, we do kind of have the opportunity. This could also be like a secret entrance into the actual store as well, if you wanted. But it is, of course, meant to emulate a doghouse. If this cafe was actually a lot smaller, that would actually make a really fun entrance. Next, we are going to place a white concrete here. Extend down. Extend each white concrete to the right. Then the white concrete 2 rows to the left. 1, 2. Extend this block here to the left by 3. 1, 2, 3. And extend each one of those blocks upwards to give us... kind of looks like a cloud. Then we will place a brown concrete here with a white terracotta on top. We will then place white terracotta here. We'll place 1, 2, 3, and we will also place one here. We will extend the white terracotta 1 row upwards, add a pink concrete here. I think that we actually placed this white concrete in the wrong place. So we'll place the pink concrete here, shift that white concrete 1 row over to the left. That looks better. And then add a white concrete on top of the pink, left, right, light grey terracotta here and here, black terracotta here, black concrete here and here, white terracotta here, add another row on top. Then we will extend the 3 rows of white terracotta backwards, like this, if that makes sense. And then 2 brown concrete here on both sides of the head, and there you have a very cute little dog. I kind of wanted him to look like a pug a little bit. So we're then just going to extend the lower body inwards a bit, and we will just have to edit this when we make the roof, but just about that should be fine. I think that this is a good time to make the sign, so we are going to write out in letters, Dog Cafe. The first letter is D, so white banner, in the loom, black die, pale sinister pattern. White die, lozenge. Black die back in, pale Dexter, chief, and base. That's D. Next is O, that's pale Dexter, pale sinister, chief, and base. Next is G. This is pale sinister, white die in there, perfect pattern, black die in there, base, pale Dexter, chief, dog. Next is C. This is pale Dexter, chief, and base. Then A. This is pale Dexter, pale sinister, chief, and fess. Next is F. This is chief, fess, and then pale Dexter. And lastly, E. This is pale Dexter, chief, fess, and base. Next, we are going to place D, O, G, C, A, F, and E right here. So that is possibly one of the cutest signs that I have ever made ever. I think another good addition to the front would be to add a composter here and fill it up with oak leaves. Just like this. And then to head to the back of the build and copy what we have on the front onto the back. So that's a scaffolding, barrel, tripwire hook, item frame here, composter here, and fill that up in the same manner. Okay, and then I don't really think there's anything on the other side of this wall, so I think that we can add another doggy door, if we so choose. And then we are going to have some benches along the back, so here and here we will place rows of spruce stairs with spruce trapdoors on the ends. And then in the middle, in between them, we will place a cauldron with an oak trapdoor on top. Next, we want to create a wall by using actual brick wall extending from this point of the building all the way back to the back of the grid here. And then we just want to extend across and join to the opposite side of the build. So we're just making the outer part of the wall. Then we can add some iron bars on top. I don't know why iron sounds weird. Iron. Iron also sounds weird. Iron bars. Ion bars. Iron. Ian. Anyway, we are going to add some oak leaves around the inside of the wall, just leaving a gap of 1 from the smooth stone in the floor. So we just want to have something that should look like this. Then, in this position, no, we'll leave a gap of 2 from this leaf, so 1, 2. We will place a mangrove pressure plate, gap, bamboo slab, gap, bamboo fence, gap, fence, gap, fence. And then on top of the fences, we will place bamboo trap doors. And we will add a trap door either side, just like this. And we want to flip these up. And I'm pretty sure if we stand on top, we can just add another, just like so. So we've created like a set of hoops for the dogs to jump through. Then we want to leave a gap of 2, so 1, 2, and place a pale oak stair, pale oak plank behind, extend back 1, add stairs either side, just like this. And then, do we want to add another stair on this side so that it like kind of extends? I think that looks a bit better, doesn't it? And then we're going to leave a gap of 2 from the right side here, so 1, 2. And then we want to place back to back acacia stairs, just like so. And we want a row of 5 of this in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like this. And we want to place upside down stairs on top of both sides, just like so. And these will connect together to make a little tunnel or a tube, which I wish we could get through, but we can't. We're not a dog. But maybe I could be someday. And then we can leave a gap of 2 here, so 1, 2, and place a warped slab. Gap of 1, mangrove fence. On top of that, mangrove pressure plate. And then a gap of 1 in front of this, we can place a bamboo slab. And then we want to leave a gap of 1 and place mangrove trapdoors like this, with 1 connecting across the top. And then we want 2 more of these, so we want to leave gaps of 1, and then we want to repeat this again, just like so. And that will give us this. Next, we are going to make the centerpiece, which is just a large ramp, really. So, to make the ramp, we want to line up with this hoop here and the middle of the tunnel. So, it should be about here. So, extend from the right this hoop, and then this way. So, we should cross-sect between the middle of the tunnel, this hoop. There we go. Extend the stairs left and right. Add mangrove fence along the inside. Add another set of stairs. And then another set of fence like this. Warp slab on top. And then extend the bottom row of fence this way. And add warped stairs here and here to make a ramp. And, I mean, that's all there is to it, really. It's just a ramp. Next, we are going to turn our attention to the roof. We want to place a stripped spruce wood here, 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 and here, along the build, just like so. We then want to work on the actual roof itself, so we will place a dark oak slab here, extending off the side of the build, and it is actually a little bit tricky. So this slab is going to extend forwards and right, and then up, right, up, right, up. And once we are above this extra block that we have placed, we will extend this block right down, right down, right, to which we will extend and connect to the sign, and then we will move through, and I find it easier to start from the end here, and then we'll place a dark oak slab here, extend forwards, left, up, left, up, left, up, and then we'll start going down again, so left, down, left, and that will give us this. And then we will come to the back of the build and do the same. So we will place a dark oak slab here, extend forwards, then right, up, right, up, right, up, and then here, right, down, and then we'll extend over to the right, but once again, it's just easier for me to place a slab here, extend forwards, left, up, left, and then left, down, left. And that will give us this. Then, it's easiest if we move to the sides of the roof. So from here, we can actually extend these slabs upwards and inwards. So I'm going to kind of do this in 2 parts. So I think this is roughly the middle of the roof. So I'm going to come to this side now, and I'm going to start extending upwards. And I just want to find the point, there we go, that's perfect. I want to find the point where the roof joins together. And I didn't mean it this way, but it's kind of good that we are on this side of the roof. We also have to do a similar thing here. So for this part of the roof, we also want to add some dark oak slabs along the sides of this sticky out part of the building. And we also want to copy, emulate, have the same kind of roof that we have at the top of the build lower down here as well. And we also want to do this on the opposite side of the build too. So we can start... That's right, yeah, okay. So we can start just extending upwards and inwards, and we can see roughly where we gotta go. So about... If we went one row, it might be... Let's see. That looks wrong for some reason, but we'll see in a second. So here... Yeah, there we go, that's perfect. So that's why I like to extend up from both sides at the same time, because you can't really go too far wrong. And at this point... I don't know what to do about... So, we're going to fill underneath the roof in using stripped spruce wood. I don't know whether it would look better to place vertical or horizontal stripped spruce wood. So, does this look better, or... Let's have a look. On this side, let's do the opposite. So... the only thing is we've just got to place some extra blocks because we can't just place them on this side naturally. I have a feeling that I already know the answer to this now though, now that I kind of see it as it is. So let's just get rid of the excess. The excess blocks would be here, and it's like every other two. So here, here, two, two, two. Let's take a look. So it's a bit harder to see, but I do think that the vertical blocks are better. We'll leave it as it is for now, but, you know, I think that we will definitely change it a bit later on. And we'll also do the same here as well. So this is easy enough to do just from the outside. And then this is actually a perfect little micro roof for us to practice on. So we're going to extend the plank blocks here to the actual side of the build, and then once we've extended the actual dark oak plank blocks, we will then extend these slabs like this. So we do this here on a smaller scale, and then at a larger scale we come up here and do the same. So it's just a little bit trickier because we have these little extra bits for the roof. So I'm just going to focus on extending all of these dark oak plank blocks just left to right like this. Then we'll do the slabs, and then we'll take a look at the little mini roofs and we'll integrate those, and we'll make sure that the actual sign looks good as well, because we also have to kind of like blend the dog into the roof itself as well. So there are all the planks. Let's extend all of the slabs. So it should be fairly simple. I guess I'm kind of going against what I said. I did say that I'd do like all of the slabs like for the main part of the roof and then just integrate these small bits. But they really are quite easy. So you just extend all of the slabs just like inwards in the direction that you would expect them to go. You just fill in any gaps basically, and you will be left with a nice satisfying little triangular shape. We'll take a little look in a second once we do get to the front. Right, so we'll tackle that part later. So, like, when it comes to this, I mean, all we'd literally have to do is just extend these back. I mean, there's nothing much more to it, really. It really is quite simple. So, like this. And that's perfect. And I have a feeling that we kind of nailed it with the dog, actually. That's wonderful. Like, that's actually so it joins into the roof. It looks nice and natural. We kind of did it right the first time. That's great. With the roof complete, we can now head inside and begin work on the interior. The first thing we will work on is this side of the room. So we want to locate the middle of the right wall inside the build. Once you've found the middle block of the wall, we want to place a red terracotta left and right of that middle block. Extend each one of the terracottas up by one, and then forwards. Place smooth quartz slab across the side of them, extending inwards, and then extend them in and up, and then back, just like this. So we're just making a small doghouse right in the middle of the wall. However, above the doghouse, we are going to have a dog, and he's going to seem familiar. We will place a brown concrete here and here with white terracotta on top, and then we will place, I think that we actually have to remove this block here, possibly these as well, and then we will place white terracotta here, here, pink concrete here, white terracotta here. We will then extend forwards and then place a light grey terracotta here and here with a black terracotta here, black concrete here and here, white terracotta behind, extend forwards, add a row on top, brown concrete here and here, and that will give us this. Then we will destroy to the right of this and place a cauldron here, composter here, fill the cauldron with water and fill the compost up to the top, just like this. And this, of course, I've not mentioned this, I don't think. This is meant to look like dog food, and this, of course, is just a bowl of water. And we will have this on both sides. Then, left and right, we want to create a crate by placing 2 rows of flipped up oak trapdoors on top of each other, and then we want to extend to the left by 2 rows like this, and then flip up another 2 rows of oak trapdoors. So we want to have something that should look like this, and then inside of here we are going to have some red and white carpet. So we want one of this on the left and another one of these on the right as well. So this one's probably harder to place, I think. Okay, I'm surprised that worked, to be honest. I thought that was going to go the wrong way. Okay, perfect. So this, and then we can just have it however we want it. So there we go, that's perfect. I'd actually prefer the white and the red to face the same direction. So whichever that one is, I also want that one to be as well. That's looking good. I also want to stick some paintings on the wall, but I think that I'm going to change these strip spruce to vertical ones, because I just think it will look better. And I'm just going to have some 1x1s on the wall. So here and here. As long as they don't repeat, I'll be happy. And I want them on both sides as well. Ooh, okay. Is that? Okay, we've just got one repeat, so no. Okay, I think that will do, right? That is perfect. I even like the colours. They kind of vibe with the inside of the build. Next, we will add some seating by placing 2 rows of 2 green concrete extending left and right of this window. So 1, 2, 1, 2. We'll do the same for this window as well. 1, 2, 1, 2. Just like this. And then we are going to add spruce stairs, not upside down ones, regular spruce stairs just along the inside of these, just to make booths. And then spruce fence in between and green carpet on top. So some nice simple seating, just like so. So that's that side of the build. We want a similar-ish sort of thing on this side. So left and right of the entrance, we are going to have the same 2x2 square of green concrete, but we're only going to add another row on this side, And then we are going to place stairs here and here, fence here, carpet here, and then this side we are just going to leave alone. And we will place a dark oak fence here and here, with a dark oak fence gate in between so that the dogs can't escape. And I'm just realizing, I think that I built that crate one row too far across, which is completely my bad. If you did the exact same thing, which is very much my bad if you did, the dog crate wants to be just one row away from the food. I didn't realize that I did it until just then, so it's meant to look like this and not that. Next, we are going to work on the small cafe area. So in the corner here, we will place a 2x3 rectangle of black concrete, iron bar here, blast furnace here, detector rail here, and then we want to place this may be a bit tricky, but we want to place a backwards lectern so it's easier to have a block to place it against, just like so. Then we will place 2 green concrete here, cauldron here, and then another green concrete here. We also want to place a brewing stand here, lever here. We can then place a flower pot here, item frame here, dark oak trapdoor here, and we'll stack some green candles on top. We will then place barrels across the top of this empty space, and we will place 2 green concrete extending forwards from here, and we will extend it across to the right, leaving a gap of 1 so we can get in and out. Although, maybe we'll just cover... No, we'll leave it open so that we have the illusion that we can actually get inside here, even though we can't because of the iron bar. Then, we will place 2 green concrete extending forwards from this end barrel, extend across to the right. Now, this one will extend all the way, and then we will add another row just on top, just like this. I'm going to stick a couple of item frames here, and you can kind of stick whatever you like in these. So I'm going to go for a bone, and I mean literally anything like cake, a biscuit, some steak, anything really. I'll stick a biscuit in this one here. I also want to have 3 barriers, so 1, 2, 3 here, and these will have item frames here. And I'm actually missing something, which is a cooked chicken too. So any of the cooked meats are good for this too. So like I'm going to stick a steak here, a roast chicken, anything that dogs would like, pretty much, you know, so hence the bones and the cooked meats. I want to place a stone stair here in this position to look like a cash register, stone pressure plate here. I'm going to throw a lantern on the end. Then I will place a cake here, item frame here, biscuit here, flower pot here, fence here, and then some brown carpet around the outside of this till area, and this just looks nice. I also want to steal the cafe banners from outside, and I just want to stick it here as well, so just so it's a bit more obvious what this is. I think that looks pretty good, and something that we can do before we move on to some more detail-orientated things is we can kind of just clean up the inside of the build. So you'll see that we've got like gaps above the windows which we can fill in. Yeah, I guess, so my preference, to be honest, is just to use stripped spruce, but you could highlight the top of the windows if you wanted to, with some brown terracotta if you did want to do that. I actually think it looks better more just stripped spruce. I think looks better, personal opinion. For the roof itself, you could, if you wanted to, one of these has got to be slabs. Come on, there we go. So if you wanted to, you could gradiate the roof a little bit, meaning add another layer of slabs, just like this. So do you think that looks better than what we have? I actually do. So that's another little job that we're just going to do whilst we're at it. We will just add all of these dark oak slabs, so extending all the way up. As I get to here, I'm wondering if we need these blocks. Oh, no, we don't need these blocks. Do we need these blocks? No, we don't. Oh, that's perfect. So we can remove those white terracottas. And we can place these here. I'm wondering if we... So, okay, admittedly, this won't make a massive amount of sense, but also it doesn't not make sense. We could stick dog up here. Just because. Why not? We could just have the word dog written across the top there. I don't see why not. And the cafe's looking pretty good. Now, we are missing a few more things. Originally, in this corner, I had this interesting sort of display case for dog toys and stuff. But if we want to keep this, then it doesn't really work. But I'll show you what it was anyway. So, a row of 3 terracotta here in this corner. Extend up. Additional one here. And then we extend the bottom forwards. And then payload stair here. Extend forwards. And here. And extend forwards. Payload slab here. Here. And here. And then attach different heads here. Like this. With item frames here. And my idea was just like we can have like different dog beds that you can buy here, just like this. But the problem is, of course, like then we can't get through here. But I guess that maybe a way around this would be to remove this bottom row. And then we could still have the item frames with these here, although it doesn't look quite as good. And then we still can't get in and out, so... I think I would prefer to keep these stands, to be quite honest, because I kind of like the design of it, although this here should be a darker block, really. Black would be better. There we go. And then over here, I want to have a couple of dark oak fence, which we will surround with item frames. And I don't really know the names for these, but you know those like twirly stands which have like those blister packs of stuff and things kind of like hanging off of it on those like hooks? That's what one of these are, if you know what I'm saying. And we can just fill this in with like different dog-related things. So beetroot seeds kind of look like some sort of dog tree, bone of course, and a lead, you know, just kind of makes sense. There's room for another one if you did want to stick one here, but it kind of like obstructs this display. But you could equally so kind of like have one here too. It just wouldn't be able to twirl all the way around, but if you don't care about that, then it's not really a big deal. And you could of course just add more things like this to it as well. So like if you did want to just add some different things, also like for balls and stuff, like a shulker box looks like a ball that you would throw to a dog, and also like sunflowers look like some sort of toy, maybe like a frisbee or something as well. So like there's loads and loads of different options that you can place in these. You're not just stuck to one. I think that we will also place a bin in this corner, so a cauldron with a trapdoor on top. And next, in the middle of the floor, is a doggy play area. And to make this, we will start from here, the edge of the counter, and we will count inwards and find the 4th block, 1, 2, 3, 4, lining up with that stair over there. And on top of this block, we will place a mangrove fence with a mangrove pressure plate on top, leave a gap to the right, warp slab, gap to the right, and then we want to place 1, 2, 3 acacia trapdoors here, and 1, 2, 3 here, and we will flip these up, and we will join them together across the top. Then we want to come back to this fence and leave a gap of 1 in front of it, and place a bamboo slab. We then want to leave a gap of 2, so 1, 2, and then count to the right, and we kind of just want to line up with that warped slab and place a skeleton skull, so lining up like this. We then want to leave a gap of 1 and then place a warped stair, warped fence, warped stair, and then a warped slab on top. A pressure plate might even be a better fit, to be quite honest, because it's got a bit of a lower profile. And then we want to leave a gap of 2, 1, 2, mangrove slab, gap of 1, bamboo fence, bamboo trapdoor, and then flip the trapdoors up either side. And then on top of this, we want to stack another trapdoor. And that might be good. I did also consider to add a little bit of balance, maybe sticking like a pink button here or something. and then that way we kind of have like a little circuit. But I think that looks good with or without it. And now, around all of this, we kind of want to do this, right? So we want to dig around the play area, so to speak, and we want to leave a gap of 1 from around the edge of the play area, like so. And that bit is going to be grass, all of the play area, and the rest of it, so all of the rest of the floor, we are going to remove and we will replace it. And it's not necessarily all going to be the same material, although I am kind of leaning that way a little bit, but let's just remove it all and then we can talk about it. And I do know that this would have been easier before we did all of this. And, I mean, behind the counter... Oh no, we can actually get behind here. Oh, that's all good. Okay, so now all the floor's gone. The idea is to have rows of stripped... That's meant to be oak wood. But birch actually looks good too. Birch or oak? I think oak looks a little bit better, to be honest. They are very, very similar, but I do think that the oak is just warmer. So, we're adding rows of stripped oak wood to the floor. Now, you may see that I am placing it specifically long ways because it will make the room look a bit bigger this way. It ultimately doesn't matter. Planks would... This is so hard to actually... planks would also work as well. I don't know. I'm in for this texture for some reason. I really like it. It kind of matches the outside as well. You know, using more stripped material because we use the stripped spruce for the actual walls of the build. So I don't know. It's kind of like thematically I like this. This is so annoying to place, guys. So it might just be that in some cases we just destroy whatever we need to just to get this placed easier. But yeah, let's place all of this and then we can take another look. In some circumstances, in the original, I placed some like brown terracotta like underneath the booths, or maybe some brown carpet would work as well, and that kind of like highlights the area in particular. But I never tried just placing stripped oak wood, and that it might straight up just look better, so we will see. Okay, so we've just got the entrance here. So for this entrance, maybe we will keep a different colour, just to kind of keep it separate. But as I look around the build, like I said, so I did consider adding some brown terracotta or brown concrete or something like underneath the booths, but I think it looks better this way, so I think I'm going to keep it. And at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, we have finished. The only thing you may want to do is just go around the build, and wherever you have horizontal stripped spruce, you may, and this is may because it's up to you, want to exchange it for vertical. It does not matter at all. It is ultimately a personal preference design decision, and that is up to you. But funnily enough, it is one of those things. Usually it's easier to do something before you build most of the building, but I actually think it's easier to do this after the fact, which is a nice change of pace. And with that final detail added, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our doggy cafe into our city. This would actually kind of look really cool on the edge of the new suburban suburbs, near the kind of like farmland area, but there's not really anywhere to put it around here. I think that for the moment, we are just going to place it next to Lidl, as this part of the city is due to get renovated in the near future, and I do think that it will end up in the more foresty part of the city. But for now, you may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labelled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Mini-City. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.